The murder of a child is never not shocking. But in 1950s Chicago, it was seismic. And in the space of 15 months, a killer or killers struck twice, claiming 5 young victims, 3 boys and 2 girls. The girls were Barbara and Patricia Grimes. The boys were John and Anton Schuessler and their friend Robert Peterson. It was long suspected, almost assumed really, that the cases were connected, but that has never been proven. Now, however, after almost 70 years, a retired detective says he has found a link that couldn't possibly be coincidence. Once again, reporter Larry Potash from NewsNation affiliate WGN, Chicago.
I have a letter in my office from Patricia and Barbara's mother to a Chicago police detective about don't ever give up on my girl's case. And so I keep that on my wall as motivation from 65 years ago. A woman I've never met before I was born. Those are the things that keep you going when you're doing cold case work.
The 2 cases seem linked through the modus operandi.
The crime scene pictures that I saw from both the Schuessler-Peterson boys and Grimes sisters are eerily similar.
Both sets of remains were found unclad. And for that reason, many in law enforcement concluded that these 2 crimes were linked together.
You know, when a case goes this cold, a lot of times the only thing the police can go on is people providing information that wasn't provided before.
In 1991, an informant made a call, and in the casual conversation, he mentioned about those boys who were murdered back in the 1950s and said essentially, to paraphrase, oh yeah, Kenny was good for that. Kenny who? Oh, Ken Hansen. Hansen, by now, was living in the south suburbs. He operated several stables in the Willow Springs area. He was a fairly well-known figure in the horse show community. The coup de grace was the verbal testimony of several of the young men who worked in the Hansen stables. He would say to them, you better do what I say, otherwise you're going to end up in the ditch like those Schuessler-Peterson boys that I took care of back in 1955. He maintained his innocence all the way through to the end. But in the case of Ken Hansen, I think that the evidence is strong.
But this is what's interesting up here. I was on the job from 1980 to 2009, about half of it in investigations.
So you go to your desk and there's a file on your desk. Tell me the story of what happens.
I just took it home. I took files home one at a time. In the evening, I would sit on my couch and read the files. It was a report of an interview. We used to call them Q&As, question and answer format. And I came across one that was from a guy. He lived in the neighborhood that the girls lived in. They asked him, did he know the Grimes sisters? And he said, no. They said, well, why did you go to the theater? And he said he was with his boss. Who's your boss? Kenneth Hansen. And that just jumped out at me. I hadn't connected him to the Grimes sisters until I saw that report. He's in the theater the same night the girls are, at the same time. Down the road, I was able to determine that the property that the girls were found on, Kenneth Hansen leased it for pasturing of horses. That's locked in, you know. That's a connection. Since then, that slide's gone missing. So somewhere between Illinois State Police and the Cook County Sheriff's Department, it's in the wind. Yeah.
Does that make you suspicious?
Makes me angry. I'm not blaming anybody, but you know, you should hold on to it. You collected it. It's two little girls, you know. Sorry, and it's important.
Closing this case could take on many different manifestations. It could be closed just, though, with naming the person that we believe evidence supports did it, even if that person has died.
The time's going to be now or never, and I believe if the bodies are exhumed and they were to rescrape the nails, I think they would find DNA. It's worth a gamble.
Exhumations are done rarely because there's no more private of a space than someone's final resting place. You know, these girls went through enough in their lives, their short lives. If we're going to do something along those lines, we have to be sure that we have everything in place we need to collect the best evidence. There's a lot to take into account.
I wrote this story because I wanted my children to have knowledge of what happened to me when I was a teenager. On the girl's grave, there will be flowers or coins. At first, this upset me, but a detective who keeps in touch with me said the flowers could be from someone in the neighborhood or school, and the coins left is to let you know someone visited them. It is a comfort to think of it that way.
Coming up, a man who refuses to let the Grimes murders go unsolved. Retired police officer Ray Johnson knows as much about this case as anyone. You just saw him in that story. He's convinced there are more answers to be found, and he is standing by live. The interview next. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.